Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me here today. I know that there's been a lot of uncertainty lately, and I've been receiving a lot of emails and texts regarding the 2020 swim season. I just wanted to provide some clarity for you. I know that in a announcement with a lot of words that it can be difficult to sort through, and it can not provide as much clarity as what we would like. And so I thought that it would be a better option to make this video broadcast for you here and go talk you through some of the things. As a conference, we decided unanimously that it would be best to cancel the 2020 Western Iowa Swim League season. Now, I know that that is not necessarily an easy pill to swallow. For some of us, it's a surprise. For some of us, it's not. And here's what I'll say to that. When you are a leader and you have to make decisions that affect the well-being of people, you are going to make right calls, you are going to make wrong calls. But you never know if you are making the right call or the wrong call at that moment that you make the decision. It very well be that we could postpone the season till July and we would be okay. But we don't know that right now. And we need to make a decision in the best interest of our families, our teams, and our cities. There are teams in this league whose pools will not be opening this summer. And so we have to make a decision based on that. Not only that, though, we have to make a decision based on the social distancing guidelines that will still likely be in place, whether sports are allowed to open or pools are allowed to open or not. And so if we think about if a pool's maximum capacity at some of the smaller pools we go to is 200 people, my team alone will fill, so a 50% capacity will be 100 people. My team alone, at some meets I bring 90, 95 kids, makes up that capacity maximum. So then you want to add in volunteers, then you want to add in coaches, you're over that limit. Spectators would not be allowed in the pool, and then how do you manage a bathhouse situation? If sports are allowed to happen and you have to keep kids 6 feet apart, well, how the heck do you do that when they're all in the same lane together? How do you do that when they're all in camp together? The logistics of planning the season while keeping the public interest and the safety of our kids at the number one priority, we cannot have a season. But brings me to my next point. Just because the season is canceled does not mean that our values need to be canceled. Those values of respect, accountability, a work ethic, and a sense of team belonging to ourselves. And here's how you do that. Sense of respect. You respect that there are going to be people who think that this was premature or that this was not made soon enough. And you got to respect those decisions and deal with it as it is. You hold yourself accountable, though, because you still might have a winter season, and we will be back next summer. I can almost guarantee that. So with that in mind, what are you going to do as a swimmer to get yourself better? And that's another reason I wanted to really make sure that I was doing a video message to talk directly to your kids here. What are you going to do to make yourself better? So there are workouts that are online on our Harlan, Iowa swim team page. There are workouts online on the Council Bluffs swim team page, dry land and wetland. So in the water, otherwise, as we call it. We call it wetland sometimes as well. At any rate, what are you going to do to make yourself better? Because if you just sit there and do nothing, you're not helping yourself with any sport. It can be dry land core workouts. It can be something as simple as practicing your breaststroke kick or your butterfly kick while you're watching TV, laying on your kitchen counter and doing it. There's all sorts of things that you can find on the internet or on YouTube or on those websites that I told you about that can really help develop you over this time. And lastly, I really need you to be focusing on that idea of belonging to something bigger than yourselves, right? We have to think about teammates and parents and community members, residents of Iowa, our country, and this world who might be more susceptible to this virus than others and might cause it to spread a little bit more easily to them, and they might not be able to fight back as well. And so we have to think about that when we are making this decision too. Transplanting somebody from Harrison County over to Audubon County or to Shelby County or Pot County, that provides ample opportunity for that virus to spread if we cannot maintain social distancing in our sport when you're looking at lanes and blocks and all of those kinds of things that are a part of swimming. So I will leave you with this, okay? I did not want to cast the vote that I did, but it was the right decision to make with the information that I have right now, because it is time to make a decision. I'm going to miss you, the swimmers, and I'm going to miss hanging out with parents at meets and after meets. That is something that I'm going to miss terribly this year. I am going to try to make myself better during this time, doing professional development events for swimming. As a coach as well, coaching theory kind of professional development events to make myself better. And I would ask that the kids, that you find ways to make yourself better, your strokes better during this time. And the last thing I would ask of you swimmers and parents is that if you need anything, you need to reach out. I'm more than willing to, chat with your kids if they have a question, if they want to film their kick, or if they're able to go into a lake, or if pool's open at some point and they're able to work on the stroke and you want to film them and me to provide feedback, you know how to get a hold of me. Please do so. Your kids have meant the world to me over the past 5 years. They were some of them were still my teammates at one point, but it has been an honor of my life, really, to be a part of this program as the coach. And so next year when we come back, we will be stronger and tougher. We will be resilient, and we will still be focused on our values.